Okay, so welcome everyone. I apologize for having to run through YouTube right now, but for whatever reason, Facebook was not allowing me to post up live streams. So as a result, I am going through YouTube now. So thank you guys for being so patient. This has been a really incredible journey to try to explore working through live videos. So I want to thank you guys. It's not always the easiest. I have you guys using Facebook, and then I have you guys using YouTube. What I'm actually going to start doing is uploading all of my new, probably not the past Facebook videos, but my new Facebook videos to YouTube. So for those of you who are not consistent with Facebook, you can still use the YouTube. And one other thing is that as I have these videos streaming on YouTube, the videos on YouTube will be already recorded. So the videos that are going to be on Facebook, they are going to be live. So if you want to practice with me live, please use your Facebook. But if you want to, if you miss a video and you want to see another video, maybe YouTube's the best option because it also catalogs the videos and it allows for me to kind of make it easier to sift through the videos. So without further ado, let us begin. So find your way into a seated position, and we're actually going to begin with an essential oil practice today. So if you're checking in, please feel free to let me know you're here. I don't really know if anybody's watching because it's a little bit different than Facebook. I'm not quite sure who is and who isn't. So if you are watching, please feel free to say hello in the comments. All right. And then from here, we're going to start out and just begin to use an essential oil. So we're going to begin with our peppermint oil. I'm going to switch it over to the bigger screen right now. All right. So without further ado, we have our peppermint oil. So I have a nice little peppermint oil, and it's so funny because with these essential oils, a lot of times I forget that I even have the oil, and then I have once again rediscovered these essential oils. So the essential oils are really a nice little addition to our practice together. So the essential oils allow for us kind of to gain another component of our practice. So you'll start by taking your essential oil. You can place it on a paper towel, or you can place it on a tissue. I always like to place the oil on a tissue, and I'll tell you the reason why. The reason why I place it on a tissue is because you can still smell the oil, but you don't have to worry about getting the oil diffused on your body. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes I am a little bit particular about scents and smells, and it's not like I want everybody to know I have essential oil on me. I don't mind the essential oil, but some people don't particularly like them. So the idea is to have the essential oil where you can use this essential oil and have and you can still use it, but you don't have to worry about other people being smelling the oil. So without further ado, let us begin, and I'm going to come into a seated position on my mat. I have my 3 essential oils with me, and there are 3 go-to oils. So the 3 go-to oils, I would say there were 3 oils that were very popular back in the day, and those were sandalwood, myrrh, and why am I forgetting the third one? So there are these 3 oils that were very popular. If you can remember the third one, please feel free to let me know in the comment section. So there are these 3 oils which are really popular to use, and they kind of came together as like being the anointment oils. They were used back in the biblical times, and as we use these oils, as I have the peppermint oil, I have the lavender, and I have the lemon. Believe it or not, these are like those 3 oils. So They're used for a multitude of purposes. They're not rather expensive, fortunately. I mean, you still got to pay for them a little, but a little vial lasts a pretty decent amount of time. So, so we have these oils, and these are one of the four pillars of the urban Zen movement. So we have essential oils, we have Reiki, we have meditation or mindfulness, and then we have the yoga therapy, the yoga and the yoga therapy. So I like to start with the oils, and if you'd like, you can just take that peppermint and bring it onto the nose and just smell that oil and observe how it makes you feel. So I started with peppermint today because this is a very wakeful oil. As we kind of move forward, we're now into this, now approaching our third month, experiencing some type of isolation. And right now we're starting to see our first glimpse of potential reality, our first glimpse of a new reality. So it's a really great time to have the opportunity to kind of work with these essential oils. So without further ado, just begin to rock your body from right to left. And this is a great way to start our practice in Urban Zen. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Jason Gorenstein. This is our Urban Zen practice. Urban Zen is an integrative therapy practice which focuses on mindfulness, Reiki, yoga therapy, and meditation, for allowing for us to kind of find a little bit deeper sense of body, mind, and wellness together. So just begin to rock that body from side to side here. Very nice. And as you rock the body from side to side, just begin to notice how you feel within the body. So this is also not just an opportunity for us to rock from side to side, but it's an opportunity for us to notice how we feel. So as we notice how we feel, this is a great opportunity for us to all come to the present moment and begin to kind of find our way into a deeper sense of connection. So you begin to rock the hips, so rock the body from right to left. You'll rock the body from left to right. And you'll move the head from side to side. So once again, welcome everyone. My name is Jason Gorenstein, and this is our Urban Zen Integrative Therapy practice. That's rocking from side to side. And eventually here, you'll take your hands to the knees. Inhale, peel up the chest and the heart. Exhale, rounding that spine. Inhale, peeling up the chest and the heart. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, peeling up the chest and the heart. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Good, and as you come back to center, eventually you'll begin to roll the body around in circles. So as I shared with you before, the idea of using these essential oils on a tissue is a really preferred way of using the oil. The other preferred way that I recommend using it is diffusing it. I rarely place the oils on my skin, and the reason for that is because, well, there's a couple of reasons. Number one, it's really for others. I just don't believe that, because the smells, they stay on our skin. Even if you wash your hands, sometimes the smell still stays on the skin. So I think it's just a nice gesture to just be mindful of our sense of smell. And really, we are very sensitive human beings, and moving in the opposite direction, if you will. And moving in that opposite direction here. Nice. So as you move in that opposite direction, just feeling into the breath, feeling into the body, just starting to move the body around in circles here. Nice. And then moving in the opposite direction one more time. So really nice way to begin our Urban Zen Integrative Therapy practice is for us to gently roll our body around and moving in these circles. And circular motions are actually meditative practices. In certain traditions, like I'm forgetting what the tradition is called, but it's people who practice the tradition of Rumi, the teachings of Rumi, Sikh, I think it is, something like Sikh. they do this, the Durling dancers. So they're these dancers that just spin around in circles for hours. And it actually becomes a beautiful form of meditation. I would strongly recommend that you watch it. There's such a fluidity to their movement. And they're not dizzy at all, because what they do is they actually center themselves and just allow for their attention to be grounded. So it's a very interesting practice. Even though they're spinning around for hours here, it's a really remarkable practice. It really is. And then moving in the opposite direction again. So other good components, and why I really like this practice, our urban Zen integrative therapy, is it's our combination or culmination of several various different practices all brought together in one. So we have the essential oils, we have the Reiki, we have the mindfulness, so these practices, they all come together and they become a balancing practice for us. And then eventually what you'll begin to do is take your feet together, bring your feet together, and just begin to breathe here as you inhale, filling up the chest, as you exhale, rounding the spine. And as you inhale, peeling up the chest. And as you exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, peeling up the chest. Very good. Exhale, rounding the spine here. So we just do this a couple of times to help us come back to the body. Inhale, peeling up the chest. Exhale, rounding the spine. Very good. All right. So from here, you're going to come onto your hands and your knees. So find your way onto your hands and your knees. And gently begin to rock those hips over from side to side. So rocking those hips over to the right, and back to center and to the left. And back to center and to the right. And back to center to the left. And as you feel ready, tuck those toes underneath, press down to the hands, come back, downward facing dog, our first downward facing dog of the day. And as you take downward facing dog, bending into that left knee, straightening through that left leg, bending into the right knee, straightening through the right leg. Just begin to bend and straighten alternating legs here. And some of us may still feel or smell the remnants of those essential oils. Eventually, you'll straighten out those legs. Walk the feet forward towards the hands. Walk the hands back to the feet. Inhale, peel up the chest halfway here. As you lengthen the chest, heart, and sternum here, just continue to press those thighs on back. Good. Exhale, hinging at the hips and folding the waist all the way down towards the floor. So see that your fingers are releasing down to the mat. See that the head is releasing all the way down, crossing opposite elbows here. Just breathing as you release the torso all the way down towards the mat. And breathing here, releasing. And eventually you'll take these hands to the low back. You're going to press down through the feet. Inhale, peel up the chest, find your way up to standing. We're going to do a couple of rounds of sun salutations here. So feel free to join me here. Inhale, float the arms up and above the head. As you exhale, hinging at the hips and folding all the way down towards the mat. Inhale, peeling up the chest and the heart. Exhale, hinging at the hips and folding all the way down. Inhale, spinning the arms up towards the ceiling. Palms face one another. Exhale, releasing the hands down to the side once again. Inhale, floating those arms on up. Exhale, hinging at the hips and folding all the way down. Inhale, peeling up the chest, the heart, the sternum here. And as you exhale, releasing the chest all the way down towards the mat. Inhale, spinning up the arms to the ceilings, palms face one another. And as you exhale, taking those arms back down to the sides. Inhale, floating up. Exhale, hinging forward. Inhale, lengthening here. Exhale, folding. Inhale, lengthening those arms up. Exhale, taking those arms to the sides. Once again, inhale, floating up. Exhale, hinging on down. Inhale, lengthening halfway. Exhale, hinging and folding. Inhale, floating those arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bringing those hands back down to the sides. Good. So we're going to do a little bit of a standing series today. You'll take your feet a little bit wider apart. Don't worry, we'll still do a little bit of restoratives at the end. Turn both feet over to the right side of the room. So some days our practice are more restorative. Some days our practice are more gentle yoga. We alternate between them and just depends on our week. Arms extend out to the sides, lengthen through those fingers. As you exhale here, release the right hand down to the right shin. Lengthen the left arm up towards the ceiling here. Wrap the outer forearm in. Lift the left arm up towards the ceiling and breathe here. That's it. So this is called triangle pose. In triangle pose, see that your right foot is pressing down. See that your outer right hip is drawing back. Feel the left heel pressing down. Feel the left hip spinning in. Breathe here into your side ribs. Good. Inhale, float that left arm up. All right, take your hands back to your hips. Spin your right foot in. Spin your left foot out. Once again here, left hand comes down the leg. Right arm extends all the way up towards the ceiling here. Wrap the outer left forearm in. Lengthen through the right top of the chest. Keep breathing here as you lift through the right arm, the right shoulder, the right fingers. Inhale, right arm lifts us all and up. Take your hands to your hips, spin both feet in, and then exhale, heel toe your feet together. Okay, so now we take our hands to our sides, and once again, we feel into our feet. So what I like to do is just float forwards and backwards a few times to feel into the toes and to feel into the heels. So the inner arches of the feet are lifting up, the outer arches of the feet are pressing down. And that becomes particularly important in our next pose. Hands come to the hips here, bend into that left knee, and then turn your left heel in towards your right shin. See that your right heel is pressing down towards the mat. See that the right ball of the foot is pressing down. You could even lift up the right toes here as you lift the chest up. That's it. Hands come into the center chest here and breathe. Inhale, float the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Lengthen through those fingers. As you lengthen through the fingers here, press down through the right ball of the foot. Lift both side arms up towards the fingertips. Wrap those outer arms in and lengthen through the chest. As you exhale here, release the hands all the way down to the hips. Release that left foot down. Inhale, take the right knee to a bent position. So these are some of our gentle stretches. We take our right foot, we place it on the left ankle. We take both hands to the center chest to start, and we inhale, we float both arms all the way up towards the ceiling here. Lengthen through the side ribs, lengthen through the chest, lengthen all the way through the fingers. See that the left foot is pressing down. See that both arms are extending up, just like branches out of a tree. Lift those fingers all the way up towards the ceiling, and then take those hands down to the hips and release your right foot down. Hands come back to the hips. Walk the feet wider apart, and then begin to glide your hands down the legs. So the fingers glide all the way down the legs. Release the head down. Take the hands to the outer shins. Release the head all the way down towards the mat. Take the hands down to the floor and release the head down. Now shift the weight forward. See that the weight shifts from the tailbone all the way towards the front of the legs and come high up onto the fingertips here. Lift the chest, lift the heart up. So now you're leaning on forward. That's it. As you lean on forward, can you draw your outer arms back? The inner arms continue to roll forward so that the biceps are facing the front of the room, the triceps are facing the back of the room. As you exhale here, release the head back down to the mat. Hands come back to the hips, press through the feet, inhale, lift the chest, come back up. Heel toe the feet towards one another, heel toe the feet towards one another, and find your way back into a standing position. Palms face the front of the mat. Good. Inhale, float the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold all the way down. Inhale, lengthen the chest, heart, and sternum. As you exhale, release the head down again. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Lengthen through the fingers here. As you exhale, bring the hands back down to the sides again. Inhale, float the arms up. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold all the way down. Inhale, lengthening the chest, the heart, the sternum here. As you exhale, release the head on down. Inhale, spin the arms up towards the ceiling, lengthen through those fingers. As you exhale, bring the hands back to the sides. One more time. Inhale, floating those arms up. Exhale, hinging at the hips and folding all the way forward. Inhale, lengthening through the chest, heart, and sternum. Exhale, hinging. Inhale, floating those arms up towards the ceiling. One more time. Exhale, bringing those hands back down to the sides. Good. One more time, let's step our feet wide apart. So we're doing a little bit of standing series today, which is nice. This is a good, in yoga, believe it or not, they teach the standing series before they teach the seated series. So you always start with your standing series, and this is a good way to begin our practice. We're going to begin by bending into that right knee, that's it, and straightening through that right leg. Good. And bending through our right knee here, and straightening through our right leg. And bending through that right knee, nice. So as you bend through that right knee, keep pressing back through that left thigh, and straighten through the right leg. Good job, guys. Bending through that right knee here. Good, and straightening through that right leg. Hands come to the hips, turn your right foot in, turn your left leg out. So once again here, bend into that left knee. So the left knee bends here, and the left leg straightens. Good. And the left leg bends here. Nice job, guys. And the left knee straightens once again. Left knee bends here, 90 degrees. Left knee straightens, very good. Left knee bends, nice job, guys. Left knee straightens. So turn both feet back to center, and begin to glide your hands all the way down your legs. Release the hands down underneath your chest, release the head all the way down to the back. See that the head is releasing down. See that the back of your body is long here. Release that head on down. Shift the weight forward. See that the weight shifts from the heels to the toes. Release the head all the way down towards the mat. And take the hands to the low back again. Press through the feet. Inhale, lift the chest. Find your way back up to standing. Once again, heel toe the feet back towards one another until eventually you find your way into your standing posture. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling again. This time interlace the fingers and take the fingers all the way up towards the ceiling here. Keep lengthening through those back ribs. Keep wrapping your outer arms in and up. Allow the buttocks flesh to lengthen towards the backs of the heels. Allow the front of the chest to lift up towards the fingers. So you can feel the front of the chest growing longer. You can feel the buttocks flesh lengthening all the way down to the mat. Hinge over to the right side of the room. Keep lifting through both sides of the chest here, even though you're leaning over. Come back to center again. Hinge over to the left side of the room. Very nice, everyone. Back to center again. Look up to the fingers. Look up, look up, look up. As you exhale, fold all the way down. Now take your hands. Bring your hands behind the back. Interlace your fingers here. You can either take your hands to a strap, or if you'd like, you can pull your fingers back up towards the ceiling. Notice that the shoulders continue to draw in and up towards the chest. The outer arms continue to revolve in towards the inner arms. The inner arms continue to lift up towards the ceiling. As you feel ready, re-lift into the chest again and lift those arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Inhale, interlace the fingers here. Press the palms all the way up. Once again, taking the fingers over this time to the left and back to center again. And then again, taking the fingers over to the right. Nice, and back to center again. Okay, so this time, as you feel ready, you're just going to begin to take the legs one more time wide apart. All right, so this time we're going to turn our feet all the way over to the right side. All the way over to the right. You're going to step your right foot over the right. Hands are on the hips. Press back to the left heel. Bend into that right knee. 90 degrees here. And straighten through that right leg. Okay, so as you bend into that right knee, there's a couple of things that happen. your right outer thigh begins to spin towards the inner thigh. That's a very important action. It actually creates space in the back of the buttocks here. That's it. Then you're going to let your hips, or your tailbone rather, draw down towards the floor. So this is actually going to lift up the chest a little bit. The chest wants to lift up towards the ceiling, which is good, which is natural, but you need to soften those frontal ribs here as you lift the chest. Take the arms all the way up towards the ceiling, lift up through the fingers, and as you feel ready, straighten through that right leg. Lift through both sides of the chest. Hinge at the hips forward, keep lengthening, keep lengthening, keep lengthening here. Now take your blocks and place your blocks on either side of your chest. Lengthen on forward here, lengthen on forward, lengthen on forward. And breathe here. So this is a really nice way to elongate through the chest. If you want a little bit more stretch, you can begin to lift your right toes up off the mat. This is a really nice way to get a deeper stretch. If you don't have blocks here, two options. You could place your hands down on the mat, or you could place your hands on your right shin. Eventually, you're going to lower that right foot down to the mat. Inhale, lift those arms up and lift the chest up. Warrior one pose. Once again, straighten through that right leg. We're going to do this again. Hinge on forward, hinge on forward, hinge on forward. Reach, 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 reach. Release the hands right underneath your shoulders. So even for me, I have my blocks on the highest height, okay? That's what allows for me to keep an extended, lengthened spine. So as you press down through your outer fingers, feel your shoulders lengthening towards the pinky fingers. Begin to feel your right toes pressing down as your right outer hip draws back towards the back of the mat. That's it. Maybe you get a little bit more length here. Maybe once again you begin to lift up the front of the foot. So keep that weight in the hands. Good. As you exhale, lower that foot down. Once again, bending into the right knee. Inhale, floating those arms up. We're going to do it a third time, believe it or not. Lengthen through the chest, lengthen through the arms. One more time, hinge on forward, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Maybe this time you can lower the blocks one setting if you feel like you've gotten a little bit of extra length here. So this is often called runner's lunge. You guys may have heard of that name of the stretch. It's sometimes referred to as the runner's lunge. So for those of us who are runners, this is a good pose. But also, I'm going to rename it to the seated lunge as well. So for those of us who are used to sitting in a chair or on the sofa or a couch, this is a great pose that stretches out the backs of the legs. So long legs for everyone. Take your hands, walk your hands back up, lift the chest, good. And then from here, lift the chest back up, turn your right foot in, turn your left leg out, and then placing your hands down on these blocks, okay? The hands come down on the blocks, and then you'll bring your hands back to your hips. So first, before we even begin, you're gonna spin that right hip in. You're gonna take the left toes and walk them out slightly. So you got some space in between your hips. Then from here, as you feel ready, you're gonna begin to bend into that left knee, bend into that left knee, bend into that left knee. Take your right hand, place it behind your right thigh. Draw your right outer thigh in. So this is very important that this right outer thigh hugs in towards the midline of the body, okay? Your hands come to the top of the buttocks. The buttocks flesh releases all the way down towards the mat. Good. Inhale, float those arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Now, straighten through that left leg. Lean forward, lean forward, lean forward. So hinge at those hips. Release the hands down towards that foot. Good. Begin to press your right heel back as you draw your right hip forward. The right hip, right side of the chest is actually drawing towards that extended left foot. From here, climb up and lift the left toes up off the floor. You can lift the entire left foot off the floor to stretch out the back of the left gluteus muscles. Lengthen through the chest here, lengthen through the heart, and breathe. Good, and then as you feel ready, once again, you're going to lower that foot on down. Take your hands back to your hips. Bend into that left knee again. Inhale, float those arms up. So we do warrior one. We're going to do this a couple of times here. So we begin by straightening that leg. Press through the right heel. Draw the right outer hip forward. Reach forward, reach forward, reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. Release our hands down towards the ground, right underneath the chest. Lengthen the chest, lengthen the heart, lengthen the sternum on forward. Good. Lift up those toes, draw the left outer hip back, and breathe here. So if your hands don't touch the floor and you don't have blocks, what I would recommend doing is just placing your hands on top of your shins. Another option, you could place your hands on your hips and just leave them there. Those are two options to take if your hands don't touch the floor or blocks or the leg. Place that foot on down. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale, lift the chest, come back up. Bend into that left knee a third time. One more time. Inhale, float those arms up towards the ceiling. So warrior one pose. We reach out and stretch out the body. That's it. It's a warrior pose, so we become stronger in this pose. Then we straighten through that left leg. Draw the left hip back. Draw the right hip forward. Lean forward, lean forward, lean forward, lean forward, lean forward. Place the hands to either side of the right leg. Now press to the right heel, draw the right hip forward, press to the left ball of the foot, draw the left hip back. Breathe here. Keep extending through the chest, keep lengthening through the heart, keep lengthening through the sternum. Maybe lift those left toes up off the mat. Alright, exhale, lower that foot on down. Hands come to the hips again. Lift the chest on up. Alright, and then from here, you're going to turn the feet back towards one another. One more time, take those blocks, just place them in front of you. I actually lower them down a lot here as I lengthen the chest on forward. Even for me, I don't need the blocks because I can keep a straight spine with the hands still touching the floor. Eventually, you're going to release that head on down. So that's how you know if you need blocks. If you can keep a straight spine with your hands on the floor, you don't need them. But if your hands touch the floor and your spine begins to round a lot, then I would recommend the blocks. Release here. Take the weight forward from the heels to the toes. So breathe here. This is called Prasarita Padottanasana. One option that you have, if you do have blocks, is you can stack your blocks up and place your head on those blocks. So depending on how flexible you are today, you could release the heads down to the blocks. You can lower the blocks down. Many options here. So believe it or not, we take this pose to increase the body's parasympathetic response. Elbows hug in. And breathe here. Alright, walk the hands forward, lift the chest up. Begin to lift the heart up, come on up, come on up, come on up. Heel toe the feet towards one another. Heel toe the feet towards one another. Heel toe the feet towards one another. Take the hands to the hips, inhale, lift the chest, find your way on up to standing. Okay, we're going to find our way onto our seat. So now we're going to begin our seated sequence. You're going to start by taking a blanket and placing it right underneath your hips. Right underneath your hip bones, a blanket. Alright, now you can come back to that tissue. It still smells like peppermint, it's great. That's why I like to use the tissue over placing it on my hands, because you got, the smell still stays, and if I smell my hands, they're scentless. They don't have a scent, so it's a very nice little technique if you guys are looking to use your oils, but you have people that are very sensitive to them around you. So press down through your right ball of the foot, flex your left foot, spin the chest over the left side of them. This is called Marichyasana 0, and it's called Marichyasana 0. It's the first variation of Marichyasana pose. Don't ask me why it's not called Marichyasana 1. I don't know. I mean, they should call it Marichyasana 1, but I guess it's called Marichyasana 0. I'll have to look it up. Alright, from here you're going to extend your right leg forward. You're going to draw the left knee to a chest. You're going to bend that left knee in and twist turning sides here. Breathing in here, twisting, and lifting the chest. And twisting. And one more time, lifting the chest. And twisting. Once again, you're going to take the left leg forward. You're going to scoot on over. You're going to take your hand, or you're going to take your foot rather. Your foot is going to come flush with your right foot is going to come against your left leg, okay? And then from here, I don't know why my strap is so far away, but you're going to grab hold of your strap. Sorry about that. All right, so you're going to grab hold of your strap, and you're going to place your strap right over the left foot. And then you're going to lift the chest up. This is the first variation of it's called Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. So keep letting the knee to the chest, keep letting the knee to the heart, keep letting the knee to the sternum here. Press through the big toe mound of the foot. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen here. Good. And this is a great way to build extension and elongation throughout the side body. So breathing in here. And releasing. And breathing in. And releasing. Alright, so now you're going to take your right leg, you're going to draw it in, you're going to take your left leg, you're going to bring it out. You're going to take your hands right behind the right foot and extend your right leg forward. And then you're going to draw your right outer hip back. Right outer hip back, right leg forward, breathe here. So the right inner leg is lengthening, and the right outer hip Alright, left outer hip is drawing back, right outer hip is drawing just slightly forward. The left chest is rotating towards the right side of the room. So you're breathing. And you keep lengthening through the chest, you keep lengthening through the sternum, you keep lengthening through the heart. Nice work, guys. Alright, come back to center, extend both legs here, take your strap, place it over both legs. If you don't have a strap, just place your hands on your shins. Lengthen the chest down forward. Breathe into the back body. Breathe into the neck. Breathe into the chest. Breathe into the shoulders. Alright, and then from here, lift up the chest, lift up the sternum, lift up. Take the feet towards one another. Take the knees apart. Bring the feet together. Release the chest down. Keep lengthening here. Keep lengthening, keep lengthening. This is called Baddha Konasana pose. Bound, angle, pose. Baddha Konasana. Alright? And then as you breathe in here, you release the head down. Breathe into the back body here. Breathe into those legs. Lift the chest, lift the heart, lift the sternum here. Okay, Take the right leg, cross it over the left. Take the left hand, bring it behind the right, and twist here. So our sequence today is rather gentle. It's not entirely a restorative sequence. It is restorative, I would say. It's relaxing, but it's not our usual laying on the ground for 45 minutes. It's kind of like a movement-based practice. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this nice little movement-based practice here. And then you're going to take that right leg forward. You're going to take the left leg this time. Bring that left knee to a bend. Twist it over and twist inside. Alright, and then once again, bring the feet together, bring the knees apart, and Baddha Konasana again. So we take Baddha Konasana a couple of times today, and this is a really nice little releasing posture. We take it for our legs, we take it for our facial muscles, we take it for our shoulders. Breathe. Alright, inhale, lift on up. You're going to take your body this time. You're going to lie down on your back. Let your head release down onto this blanket. Just start to rock those legs gently from side to side. Breathe into the back muscles. And rock onto the other side. Once again to the right. So we're really moving slowly. It's intentional here. But we're moving slowly to kind of try to really isolate the movement in the back body, and then we're moving over the left side. Just so you can kind of feel into each of those muscles, each stretch of the body. And then you'll flex your feet. You'll point your toes. You'll flex your feet. And you'll point your toes. Flex your feet. Point your toes. Flex. And you'll point. Good. Release those feet down to the mat. Take your knees. Bring your knees wide apart. Bring your feet together. Release the back muscles down on the mat. This is called Supta Baddha Konasana. It's lying on our back, down angle pose. We release the eyes here. We let the breath become long and slow. And once again, if you'd like to take that essential oil and bring it to the nose, it can be good. And eventually you'll begin to extend your legs fully forward and out. This is called Shavasana. You can take your hands and rest your palms on your sides. Once again, if you have your essential oil within reaching distance, you could reach over, grab that smell, breathe it in. Bring your knees to a bent position. Bring your knees into the chest. Rock your legs right and left. Place your feet on down. Roll over onto your side. Shout for your blocks. And press your way over. Alright. You're going to have a seat on your mat. Come into a cross-legged position. Once again, lift the chest. Take the hands to the center chest, open the eyes, release the head on down. Namaste, yogis. So I hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Apologize for the difficulties with the live streaming. So hopefully some of you were able to move over to Facebook. I am going to try to upload the video back onto Facebook anyway. But hopefully you guys were able to capture this live stream. I'm still going to try to upload back to YouTube so that videos will be on both platforms. So hopefully I'll have that up very shortly. And yes, hopefully you guys enjoyed the class. This is, as usual, my closing to the practice. Once again, my name is Jason Gorenstein. This is our Urban Zen Integrative Wellness or Integrative Therapy practice. Happens every Saturday at 12 p.m. usually. Today it was at 11. And I hope that you guys have a great day today. Thumbs up if you like the video, heart sign if you really like the video. Commenting is obviously encouraged, and sharing the videos is preferred. I also have a little Venmo QR code, so if you enjoyed the video, you feel like sending any contributions, always grateful. Helps out with the quality of the stream, helps out with the videos. So I'm always grateful to you guys for your contributions. Last but not least, have a phenomenal rest of your Saturday. Hope you're well, hope you're happy. Namaste, yogis. Thank you guys so much. All right, talk.